Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back. I'm super excited for this video because we are going to be playing with some truly magical single eyeshadows. So these are the holographic pressed pigments from Touch of Glam, and this video is in partnership with Touch of Glam. I'm super excited to be working with them. They're an amazing indie brand and they really specialize in doing super shifty, beautiful metallic sparkle shadows. Like, that is what they're all about, and I'm just extremely excited to be talking about these today because they are some of the most unique single eyeshadows I've come across. I feel like it's a lot for me to be like, oh, this is a must-have, but they're truly unique, truly phenomenal. So here's what they look like up close. I'm trying to let you guys see the holographic finish, but it is kind of hard to show on camera. Definitely have a bunch of clips from my phone as we go, but they are so cool. The reason I feel like these are super unique is because they truly are holographic eyeshadows. They're not just like multi-chromes. They have a different look to them, and every single one of them is absolutely stunning. So shifty, so sparkly. Like, even on the eyes, I feel like you can truly see the holographic finish. I know there's been a few other brands that have come out with holographic eyeshadows, but from what I've seen, they have all been pressed glitters, and I'm just not about the pressed glitter life. So when I saw these and I saw that they were actual eyeshadows and they still had that amazing holographic finish, I was just all about it. They are definitely a little bit more on the expensive side. They retail for $25.90 each, or there is a bundle of the 7 of them for $179. I only have 5. I don't have Lucid Holo or Incognito Holo to share with you today, but I do have a discount code with Touch of Glam that will save you a little bit of money off. And honestly, even if you were just gonna try one, I feel like it's so worth it. I'll tell you guys my favorite once we get into the swatches, but they are just a really unique finish. So today we're just gonna go ahead and do some swatches. I did go ahead and film 2 different eye looks just so you could see all of the shades in action. So let's jump into all that. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Ghost Holo, which this one is my personal favorite. I just feel like when I think of like the typical holographic look of a silver with all kinds of rainbow shimmers in it, this is definitely the one that I think of. And I feel like if you like a good silver with a smoky eye, like, this is just another level. And I really like the texture of these as well. I'll show you guys. They're super smooth, super pigmented. A little goes a really long way. So here is Ghost Holo. I mean, it is just so beautiful. Okay, next we have Pink Holo, which has like a pinky green shift to it. You might be able to see a little bit better the colors back here. The holographicness is just messing with my camera, but again, this is a really beautiful one. Definitely, I would say, even though it's called Pink Holo, I would say it's a bit more of a grungy shade just between the purple and the green shift, but it has that beautiful holographic finish. Oh, you can really see it right there. Do you see that? Oh. Next here we have Dragon Holo, which you can see has a bit of shifts going on. This one has some purple, it has some turquoise, a little bit of blue. Again, the finish is incredibly smooth, while also having literally as much sparkles packed in as possible. Next we have the shade Honey Holo. So this one is kind of like a murky neutral. It's got like a soft pink, a soft green to it, but I would still call it like almost a neutral because it is just a very muted color. See, so pretty. And then lastly we have Royal Holo. This one definitely has that like purple, blue, indigo kind of shift happening to it. I can see why it was named Royal Holo. It's the one that I have on my outer corner today. Of course, you'll see everything in the tutorials, but it's another really beautiful one. It's probably not my absolute favorite because I don't reach for this color that often. But if you are an indigo lover, I feel like it's definitely a fun twist on a shade that has been done many times, but not in this finish. So here's what they look like up close. So as you can tell, I am really happy with these. My only negatives is that, like I said, they are definitely a little bit more on the expensive side for single shadows, but you are getting a truly unique product. They are very sparkly, so personally I prefer to use them with a glitter primer or to spray my brush, just because I feel like that's going to give you the easiest application, especially if you like to do your face first. And then also I would keep in mind that because these are very, very sparkly shadows, I do find that at the end of the day, when I take them off, they're not the absolute easiest to get all the sparkles off from all over my entire face, but honestly, I feel like it's worth it. So let's go ahead and jump on into the tutorials. Okay, so jumping on in, I'm gonna be using my personal favorite matte rainbow palette to pair with the eyeshadows today. That is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette, but you can use whatever rainbow eyeshadow palette that you have if you are wanting to follow along. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with a purple look. So I'm gonna use this shade right here called Giggle, and I'm just gonna throw that through my entire crease. Gonna try and keep the matte work pretty simple so we can focus on the holographic eyeshadows today, because that's definitely what's important to me. So kind of just throwing that in and blending it out. And then I'm going to take a touch of this shade Bewitched just to add some depth. Just going to use a little bit of that on my outer V with a huge pencil brush or a very small blending brush, however you want to look at it. Just going to add a little bit of dark purple right there and then lightly buff it out. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and grab this shade right here called Pink Holo. Using a very tiny little detail brush for that, tapping off the excess. And I'm going to run that shade along my entire lower lash line. You can already see it is so beautiful, all the way from inner corner to the outer corner. So there's how we're looking. Definitely a really pretty pop on the lower lash line. So for my lid, I do want to go in with a more tacky primer just because I have a very sticky, glowy, oily face happening. I don't want any fallout. So I'm going to use the Pero Primero primer from LMR today. And I'm just going to tap that starting on the front of the lid and then kind of creating a little bit of a faux cut crease blending over. This primer is nice in the fact that it has a little bit of a color to it, like a beige color, so you can see where you're putting it down a little bit better. I don't like using it as a normal primer, but I will use it as a glitter primer like this. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and take the beautiful Honey Holo. So I'm picking up on that same brush and just tapping off the excess, and we're gonna pat that right on. So beautiful. And I'm just going to keep bringing that all the way over to the outer V. I feel like with these shades specifically, I really like to give the lid shade its full moment just because, you know, it is such a special shadow that I don't really feel the need to go in with like 2 or 3 shades. I probably will for the second look just so, you know, you guys can see everything in action. But I feel like these are my favorite to use like just one at a time typically. I love that I feel like you can actually see the holo finish on the eyes. And then I'm going to take this shade Ghost Holo and I'm going to use that for my inner corner. I'm picking that up on a really small tiny detail brush, but this time I'm going to spray it and then just popping a little bit of that right here. I'm using just a little tiny bit kind of spread between the 2 inner corners to make it a little bit softer. But you could definitely go in and build it up. Alright, so there is the eyeshadow. I'm going to finish the look up off camera real quick and be right back. Alright y'all, so here's the first look finished. I just went ahead and completed the look with the Pat McGrath lipstick in the shade Negligee, but I love how it turned out. I love the lid shade so much. So now let's go ahead and jump on into the second look. Alright, so once again, you just want to start off with your favorite rainbow palette. I'm taking blends from Blend Bunny again. And I'm going to start off with this green right here called Inside Joke. So again, just keeping this pretty simple because the shimmers are the main star of the show. Just gonna throw that green all the way through my crease, just building it up a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna take this teal right here called Submerged, and I'm just gonna focus that on the outer V, but kind of in a line, and then just slightly blending that inwards. Building that up a little bit. I'm just going back in with the previous brush and a little bit more product and blending all across that. I know right now it might look a little bit wild, but I promise it's gonna come together as soon as we add the shimmer. And then I'm also gonna connect Submerged onto the lower lash line, about halfway in. So now for the outer half of the lid, I'm gonna take this holo right here, which is called Royal Holo. But actually, real quick, I'm just gonna grab my glitter primer. Same as before, except this time I'm going to pick it up with my finger, just because I'm going to be applying the shadow with my finger as well. So just dabbing a little bit of that all over my lid, not being too precise. And then picking up a little bit of Royal Holo, so beautiful, and popping that along the outer half. Literally went in with like the smallest amount of eyeshadow, but it's just so pigmented. So beautiful. And then I'm gonna take the shade Dragon Holo on the inner half. Again, just tapping off the excess. Pop it right here. That is so cool. It just, I mean, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see on camera the holo quite as much as it looks like in real life, but it is just like low-key trippy looking at my lid because it is so holographic. Okay, so I really like how that's looking. I want to go ahead and finish off by doing a really big moment with this shade right here, which I think might be my favorite just because it's like the most like typical holographic shade. So that is Ghost Holo, and I just put my palette down and flipped my brush up, but I'm gonna go ahead and take just a little bit more glitter primer, this time on a brush, and I'm thinking I'm gonna use this shade really heavily all on the inner corner, kind of connecting to the lid, and then along the lower lash line as well, just the full holo effect. So just grabbing a pretty small little detail brush, like I said, gonna bring that up, and then along the lower lash line. I feel like you guys are not ready. Look at that. So pretty. We could just wrap it around. I feel like this is a nice alternative so you guys can see, because, you know, obviously I used the same shade in the last look, but using it heavily versus using it lightly, it's just a completely different look. Then just connecting along the lower lash line. I'm getting a little bit more fallout right now, but it's not bad, especially not for the appearance. Like, all of these shimmers are incredible. Once again, just gonna go ahead and quickly finish up off camera, and I'll be right back. For my lips, I just went ahead and added the We Makeup lip gloss in the shade 05, but this is the finished second look. I really love how it turned out. I hope that seeing the tutorials was helpful for y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you again to Touch of Glam for working with me on this one, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!